Welcome back to Edmonton, Alberta for the Volvo Hoops Showcase Championship. We got the 17 women Botham. I knew I got that wrong. Mandy Botham from Grand Prairie Wolves College. She's the head coach of the program, and with you also is yours truly, Tarek Spate of North Pole Hoops. Early on, it's 18-8. The Edmonton grads lead the legend. Mandy, I know you've been scouting. You're on the on recruiting duties throughout the weekend, you and your staff. Tell me a little bit about what you kind of captured so far over the last few days.
Yeah, it's good to see women's basketball in Alberta is really picking up steam. Traditionally, you'd have stronger recruiting classes and then a little bit of weaker, but I've seen really strong athletes and teams right from U13 all the way to U17.
And we have obviously very similar to the male side representation from all the Western Canada provinces. Is there any particular players that have stood out to you? I know some of it's your recruiting info here, but you know, in terms of sort of, you know, key players or key teams that have really impressed you so far.
Yeah, this grads team I've had a chance to watch, and they got a couple of players that really play well. They're fortunate to have a lot of bigger bodies that have made a big impact on the game. And this Legends team as well has some really fast physical guards that can push pace, and they've been really effective.
And I know the grads is a familiar name. I know there's a large history from Edmonton with the Edmonton grads. You know, a large history there. You know, I think this is a good time to kind of speak to the women's game. Truthfully, it is out of my comfort zone as far as seeing all the talent across the province, but I know that you know, we've recently at North Pole Hoops have brought on Michaela Richer, who's was a player professionally in Greece. She just finished recently. She was a coach at Kansas State and then a player at the University of Minnesota. I know you've had some communication with her as well regarding the women's game and building the women's game. They're just finishing up in Windsor, where they're able to evaluate some girls out there at the showcase. But just maybe kind of speak to the conversations that you guys have had, and you as a coach at the Canadian college level, you've seen a lot. You've kind of been through a lot of different walks of life in basketball and in women's basketball. But maybe just speak to kind of those conversations and what you know, the collaboration that you will have with Michaela, just from a college MPH standpoint.
Yeah, I was really excited to connect with Michaela shortly after she got that position. And the first thing I noticed about her was just her passion and her commitment to providing girls across the country with an opportunity not only to play basketball at a higher level, but to use it as a vehicle to go on and pursue whatever they hope to. She's been really phenomenal. We've been in touch a lot as she's getting ready to go across the country to do some showcase events for the girls. As a college coach who's kind of come up through the ranks with high school and club and provincial teams, it's really exciting to see girls in Canada finally have that opportunity. And from my experience, I think Michaela is going to be a phenomenal leader. She's really easy to connect with, goes out of her way to make time for college coaches, but also club, high school, junior high, and I'm really excited for the future.
One thing I noticed as we, you know, the first ever showcase we did in Ontario, very similar to what I'm seeing here right now in this game, just how hungry the girls are and how competitive they are. You know, and that's, I'm sure you guys will find, and Michaela will find the differences across the different provinces as far as style of play and things of that nature. But right now we have a 21-13 game early on. The grads had a bigger lead, but it looks like blue has cut into it. 21-15, first half action, 8:43 left in the half. What do you look for when you're at these tournaments when it comes to the evaluation standpoint? What are you looking for in a next level player?
Yeah, there's a couple of big things I look at. I like to see them with a really solid set of fundamental skills.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I look for is just girls that are competitive, that are out there on the court willing to battle. They hate to lose and they want to get better. And I've seen a ton of that this weekend on the floor.
Number 1 there with the finish, hoop and the harm. She was able to absorb the contact, still had the focus on the finish. And right now, they're making a run, 21-17. They've had a couple buckets unanswered. And this is for all the marbles for the championship of the Swoosh tournament. And you know, I think the game, it's a great tool to be used to empower and to increase confidence. I just saw number 1 there. She missed the free throw and she kind of put her head down a little bit. Like, you know, it's got to be the next play. We always say next play, you have to have a short memory and keep it moving, because that last play, if you mess up or you get a turnover, you miss a shot, you know, it's not coming back. So it can it's not going to help you if you're dwelling on it.
Definitely, and that's certainly a factor when we look at athletes that can make that jump. There are girls that definitely have the physical skill set, but just can't shake off those mistakes, and that can really plague them at the next level.
Blue picking up momentum right now. 3-point game. These girls are getting buckets. I mean, 23-20, I mean, there's still 7:45 in the half. It's a pretty high-scoring game, relatively speaking.
One thing I've noticed right from the start is that the Legends controlled the tempo of play and the physicality. And I think as they come on a little stronger, the Grads are having a bit of trouble adjusting to that physical style.
Yeah, it's a game of runs. We noticed it in the championship game for the boys. You know, 6-point runs, 8-point runs, but both teams, you know, it was the Manitoba and the California group. They had an amazing game. Neither team let down. Everyone was making plays. Everyone was competing at a high level, and we hope to see that here. So far, so good. Some stifling defense from White. You know, they're playing them up high.
I think their goal is to try and take some of the Legends' bigger bodies in the paint out of the game, maybe force them to hit shots outside.
That's a good strategy. They got to prove that they can hit from the perimeter.
Make that defense respect them a little.
Absolutely. (25-20), just over 7 minutes to go. Off sync there on that possession. They were executing a play, but didn't look like the communication was strong there. Swinging to the left, launches it, no good. And there's a foul. White will go to the line.
It'll be interesting as the game goes on to see if the Legends are able to keep up this physical game and the pace with only 2 subs on their bench. The Grads have significantly larger squad waiting to come in, so that could be a factor down the stretch.
Oh, good point. Didn't notice that. How you look at the contrasting benches, it's severely different. And you got to give them respect for getting to this championship game with 7 players.
Yes. This will be their 5th game in the tournament in 2.5 days, so that's a lot.
Good hit there by 32 in White. We'll be getting familiar with these ladies' names as the game progresses. Off the mark there, rebound, block shot. Got to find them, yep. Right now, the Legends can't buy one. Finally, she's fouled and will get to the line. You see, Legends are getting some good shots. There was a presence in mind when they drove. She absorbed the contact and kicked it out. I've seen sometimes, you know, they keep their head down and go up and try to force it.
Yes.
They just haven't been able to hit yet.
They are doing a nice job on the offensive boards, though, giving their teammates multiple chances to finally hit a bucket.
For our viewers to get a little bit more familiar with you, kind of tell us a little bit more about your background within women's basketball. Obviously, you're head coach at the CCAA level in Grand Prairie. But before that, you mentioned that you had your involvement at the high school level as a player as well. It's going to give a little background so they know who, you know, kind of who's on the horn here.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Prince George, BC, played my high school ball there. I actually went to Grand Prairie, played college ball there. My first year we were ACAC champs. We went undefeated, 24-0.
At Grand Prairie?
Yeah.
Wow.
We placed third at CCAA Nationals in Truro, Nova Scotia. Our only loss being the semifinals. And then I've been coaching for 16 years now. Started in high school in Prince George. I was fortunate to come on UNBC and be an assistant coach with Laura Lynn Murdoch at that program, which led to some opportunities with Basketball BC as a provincial team head coach, Canada Basketball working the targeted athlete strategy and Center for Performance, and then got the opportunity to come back to my old school and be a coach, which was always a goal of mine, so I'm pretty happy.
As an alumni?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You see the girls are starting to get loose a little bit, hit their perimeter shots. 3 from the grads was followed up by an answer from the Legends, mid-range jumper. How do you find the game? You know, you have your experience in British Columbia and in Alberta. How do you find, is there a difference, or is it fairly similar?
Actually, I do notice a big difference in the physicality of the game in Alberta.
More physical?
Very much more physical. The girls seem to, as you mentioned before, take that contact and they're able to finish through it. The contact down in the paint or boxing out doesn't seem to really phase them, which is nice to see. You know, it's nice that the referees have adjusted on the girls' side as well, because initially they would call a lot of those fouls in the girls' game that they maybe wouldn't on the boys' side, and now they just let the girls play.
It's a good observation there that I would never have known, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I have seen, you know, when I was at the Canada Games last summer in Winnipeg, got to see some of the ladies play, and it was the finals of Ontario versus Quebec.
Okay.
And then we saw, that was when I first saw Sarah, I forget her last name off the top, but she's been I've seen her also at the Basketball Without Borders camp, and she was like the best point guard, regardless of gender, in the whole event in terms of the way that she takes over games, her confidence, her swagger, and her toughness. A point guard out of Montreal, Quebec. You know, that's a region that I think on both sides, both genders, they just got a lot of grit to them, a lot of toughness, and they maybe not as highly skilled as maybe BC, Alberta, or Ontario, but that toughness piece is huge, and it was so obvious when I saw that game.
Yeah, and typically on the girls' side, the athletes coming out of Quebec overall have a really high basketball IQ, which is something coaches at the next level can definitely appreciate.
Yeah.
So I always have enjoyed watching Quebec teams play because they just seem to have that next gear when it comes to IQ, and that can steal them some close games.
Another free throw is good. And the grads, after a little run from blue, the grads are able to kind of gain a little bit more comfort with their lead, 31-28. It's been competitive though early on.
Missed.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're live from Edmonton, Alberta, at the Volvo of Edmonton Hoop Showcase presented by Swoosh Canada. Coach Mandy to my left from Grand Prairie, and with you is Tariq Spate on the call. Here's an outlet pass. Good defense by Blue. We were able to read the gap. Nice cut, mid-range game. Yup. I love seeing mid-range basketball. I think you see it more on the female side, but you know, take what the defense gives you. We talked about it on our last broadcast. Oftentimes, especially like at the NBA level, you see it's like so much three balls being shot now. It's either three or a dunk.
Yes.
And it's translated at the younger levels, it seems.
Definitely has. It's also a great tool for the shorter girls in the game to have, where in years past they might have been overlooked to move on to play college or university. If they can add a floater or a mid-range pull-up, then they can be successful.
Huge. I mean, it's such a weapon for, that's where a lot of the action is, you know, when you get a first step or second dribble off the bounce, like that's where your space is going to be. It's a lot of ground to cover. Number 10 right here, she's been impressive. 6 points in a row. She had the mid-range, nice finish on the inside, and now cleaning up on the offensive rebound.
We got both teams in bonus situation now for the last 2:53 of this half.
Wow.
So we'll see if the free throws come into play.
Definitely a physical game, to say the least.
Yes.
And the Legends now gain a 1-point lead with less than 3 minutes to go. Got our timeout. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back for the Volvo tournament here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Okay, let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow!
Pick it up, Jalen.
Oh my God!
Top 10, top 10.
Two-way players are the best players. Understand that. Two-way players are the best players.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam!
Let's go, boy!
It doesn't matter from what city you're from, how tall you are, what school, what club you represent. Game speaks. There's no politics here.
We've traveled across the country and back. 6 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms.
Welcome back. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the half. The grads, Edmonton grads, and the Legends are in a bar fight right now.
It's a battle.
It's a battle. 8 team fouls each. It's been physical, back and forth. Neither team has really gained a huge lead.
And
Ooh, look at those shake and bake there. Okay.
nice.
Everything but the finish, but they're able to regain possession. Ran into traffic there. Talked about the mid-range. That would have been a perfect time to pull up.
Yes. Don't think White is aware they've got 3 seconds on the shot clock here.
You gotta get it up. Tough shot there. Regained by Blue. Good outlet. Number 10 in Blue, she's been the hot hand.
She's been a huge factor in this game so far and bringing them back to actually be up one now on the grads.
I like to see teams recognize the hot hand, feed. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yes.
Maybe look for a possession to get her the ball.
And if you can get your team in a situation where your opponent is constantly the one adjusting to you, then you're going to control the tempo, the flow of that game, and put yourself in a much better position to get the win.
Absolutely. One term that I really first heard being used in college ball was servant leadership. From Coach Cal, I heard it at Kentucky, and just being able to love your teammate's success and want your teammate's success, and that being your top priority. That's stuff we try to use in any team environment. It could be so crucial if that's the culture and everyone's on that sort of wavelength.
Yes.
A lot of special things can happen.
And it can be a challenge to get kids to buy
Oh,
into
for
that.
sure.
But yeah, if you're
And
successful,
adults. Kids
yes,
and adults.
actually, you're right.
So it's one of those things where, and that's what I love about basketball, Mandy, is that basketball and life are the exact same. Like, on the court or in the office, it's like the skills are transferable and the mindset's transferable.
Yes. One of the many things I love about basketball.
Yes. But you were saying about just the, when it comes to the youth, getting them on the same page when they kind of all want to get on the board, score, get some points.
Yes.
Do you have that challenge as well as a college coach, coaching at the CCAA level?
Definitely. Having just finished my first season, and the program had been in a lot of turnover with coaches for the last 4 years.
Right.
So just to have that consistent leadership to start.
Right.
And our first season was a lot of the girls just learning the culture and the expectations. We definitely had some challenges. But I'm excited with the group I've got coming in this year, and we're going to build on things, mistakes we made, and learn. So we're in a good spot going forward.
It's great to hear. It's a lot. There's a lot that we can all learn just from going through a season at any level. Ups and downs and arguments and, you know, bonding, all of it. You know, it's all part of the growth process.
Yes.
Nice. There you go. Guess she's been listening to the broadcast on the pull-up mid-range. Good shot there, number 9 in white.
And a great decision as the defense had been sagging on her, trying to protect the penetration, so she pulled up.
It's a good game so far.
Very good.
About 15 seconds to go in the half. 39-36. Legends are up 3. You see Blue communicating, trying to get on the same page right now on the defensive end.
It's interesting that they would sub out number 10 because she's been such a dominant presence on the boards.
Absolutely. Immediate impact when she came into the game.
Yes.
That will be all for the half. Competitive one. I think both teams are, you know, glad to get into the second half and see their foul count reset to 0.
Yes.
39-36, Legends lead the Edmonton Grads. We'll be back.
This tournament is a Volvo of Edmonton Swoosh Canada basketball tournament. I call it the granddaddy of them all. And basically what it is there's 150 teams that play club basketball. This tournament can be considered one of the highest tournaments that you can play in.
We were put into a higher level. Being at the higher level helps you learn where you need to get to. Because if you always play at a level where you dominate, then you just never know which level you have to move up to. So you learn to play up and play to your fullest potential because you have to in order to compete.
What Volvo has brought to the tournament is prestige. When Volvo took over, we only had 66 teams coming every year. And ever since they've taken over, we went from 66 to 96, from 96 to 118, and this year we're at 155.
I'm here to play basketball with the U17 Elite Swoosh basketball. This is a huge tournament. There's so many teams here. It's well put together, very organized.
And what we do with these tournaments is we play in these tournaments because all of us are traveling club teams, and we go to the U.S. to play against U.S. competition and try to get scouted by U.S. colleges.
When I'm older, I'm hoping to play post-secondary somewhere. I can't wait to go on this summer trip. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to see what the competition's going to be like in America.
What this tournament does is they help the kids fundraise. So our basketball club, Swoosh Canada Basketball, have to fundraise to go to the U.S. because we take an 18-day tour of the U.S. playing in Montana and Utah and culminating in Vegas. we can't do this stuff without major sponsors. It's kind of really expensive to run tournaments. And I feel like Volvo is a big part of our family, and we'd like to thank them for allowing us to use their name and put some prestige behind what we do as a company and as a tournament.
Definitely the classroom part is very important of that North Port Hoop Showcase. The nutrition, it's things that as kids we don't necessarily think of. I know I didn't. To have that information.
All right, we're back for the second half here with the Edmonton grads playing the Legends. Currently the Legends have a 3-point lead, up 43-40. Again, number 10 for the Legends has been an impact player right from the time the ball came in for the second half. She came down, made an immediate impact. Shot goes up from the grads, no good. White gets the rebound, but Blue's got the steal. Both teams able to get shots up quite easily, but lacking a presence inside to rebound. So both ends we had a missed shot and the opponent's getting the defensive board. A turnover White with a carry. The Legends are bringing it over half. Whoa, number 7 for the Legends hits on a beautiful 3. Grad sagged off her a little bit and she definitely made them pay on that shot. Another steal by the Legends and a tie-up.
Good start to the second half here. Kitana, number 10, going to work for the Legends. You saw, I know I was across the court from you there, but saw the mid-range again?
Yes.
Banker.
Yeah.
She banked it. It didn't look like it was, a fluke bank, like she meant to do it. She used the angle on the glass really well.
Yes. That's not always an easy shot to make, but she made it with ease on that play.
Really impressed with her. Kitana, number 10 in blue.
Yeah, so far she's had the biggest impact on the game of either team.
I don't know, Coach. I'd recruit her if I was you. Get her on your recruiting list.
Yeah, she's a great player.
Good ball movement here from the Legends. Shots up. Yes. That was Berkeley with the triple.
Back-to-back threes for the Legends.
We've seen a lot more perimeter production falling for the Legends. Good steal and pass.
Whew.
It's a home run.
Oh!
Got to show love to the pass there, right on the money. For number 13 with the finish. That was an impressive full court pass right there, one hand.
I was gonna say, she didn't hesitate at all and it was completely accurate.
I would not be surprised if she either played baseball or football.
Yes.
How often do you find in the women's game multi-sport athletes, do they specialize at a certain level or do they continue to play multi-sports throughout their high school?
I find, unfortunately, by the time they hit grade 9, grade 10,
right,
they've completely specialized in whatever they're going to do. Ironically, the more successful ones tend to be multi-sport athletes right through high school.
Wow.
I certainly try and encourage that, and if I hear of a kid that is a multi-sport athlete, I always give them a look.
Lots of transferable, whether it's the footwork or the timing.
Yes. particularly if they play soccer, hockey, or lacrosse. A lot of the spacing and the movements, which can be a challenge to teach kids, they've got that as second nature.
I hate to you know, be sort of a broken record, but the mid-range game is alive and well in women's basketball.
Yes.
I think you know, you don't see it as much on the boys' game. It's more three and nice zip pass right there, left to right on the money. Good passing right now. We're seeing a lot more fluid than the first half.
Definitely.
Look at that confidence, just caught and shot right away. She hit one earlier. That was Berkeley. She did not hesitate on that one. Couldn't get it to go, but we have a 4-point game. Legends are still up 4. 12 minutes to go. This is for all the marbles, Coach.
And both coaches coming out of halftime making some key adjustments, giving their teams a little more success. It's nice to see the girls executing those changes on the floor.
Definitely. Yeah, in the beginning, it was just like both teams were feeling each other out. A little sloppy to begin, but
yes,
definitely looks a lot more structured now. And Berkeley was fouled. Will go to the line. Looks like she got hit in the mouth. Doesn't seem to be anything too serious, but coach is going to check it out. In the meantime, we'll take 30 seconds. Go to commercial and be back.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! As Judy charges, throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts here.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand down.
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted events nationwide. Email mdotto@northpolehoops.com for any inquiries and special filming requests. Exposure starts here.
Tell me, is it something that
The National Preparatory Association is expanding for Season 3. Canada's only national prep school basketball league is accepting applications from high-level programs from coast to coast. The NPA provides top competition.
After a couple free throws, game's at 50-47. Buckets there for the Legends. Free throws hit by Montana, number 4 in blue. Good ball movement. Wait to see the play in transition. A through pass.
Another physical foul.
It's been the story of the game. Both teams already at 2 fouls apiece. It's good to see them not really wasting dribbles. They see the open teammate, pass it up.
Yeah, there's been a lot of transition in this game. It's been a pretty quick pace.
It's been long but very entertaining 2 days of basketball. I'm sure you can relate. A good 10 to 13 hours yesterday in the gym,
Yes.
watching ball. And, you know, we've been able to find a lot of, you know, hidden talent, under the radar talent on the guys' side. And, you know, as Michaela makes her trips out here out west, I'm sure she's going to see a lot of, you know, a lot of talent that's just really hungry and eager to really get on the map. Nice finish there.
And a really encouraging thing on the girls' side is to see a lot of the clubs adding younger girls' divisions at the U10, 11, 13, and those girls being really fundamentally sound and further ahead in their development than kids were even 5 years ago at the same age.
That's a huge part for the growth. It's never too early to learn.
No.
It's actually, find it that, like, the younger you are, the more you absorb.
Yes.
You know what I mean? From birth, even from birth.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's the other thing I wanted to say was, you know, just kind of being a part of that first camp we did on the girls' side in Brampton. One thing that was really inspiring was to see how much, like, they looked you in the eye and they were so attentive and they were so, like, appreciative of the opportunity. It was really refreshing to see. And this probably comes from the fact that they don't really get that same type of attention that maybe the males would. So it's just like when you're watching how locked in they are to every drill and to every, you know, rep, it's really inspiring to see. You know, they want it. They just want some guidance, and that's definitely a great sign.
Yes.
That's what kind of made us pull the trigger to say, okay, there's that interest for girls, for wanting to play at the next level and pursue those opportunities, for us to get to a position and say, hey, we need to find the right person. And then Michaela's been that. 51 all, 10 minutes left in the game. Manny, this literally has been like a 5-point maximum swing. It's just been back and forth. It's been physical, as you mentioned. What do you think, you know, each team has to do to finally create some separation?
I think for the grads, they really need to get a better handle on rebounding. As we've mentioned multiple times, number 10 on the Legends has just been controlling the glass at both ends of the floor. So the grads can tighten up the rebounding, that'll be good. And for the Legends, I think if they're getting a lot of steals, they have aggressive ball pressure. If they can just clean up those passes and transition, that'll be a big difference maker.
Take care of the ball.
Yes.
Bodies flying on the floor. Both teams competing at a high level. Nice looking shot there. That's no good.
To build on what you were saying about the girls at the camp in Windsor and being locked in and just appreciative for that opportunity and guidance, to take it one step further as a coach, they're very willing as well to implement that feedback right away. They're able to take it and respect that a professional is giving it to them and say, you know, I'm going to use this to make myself better. So the next time this coach sees me or I go to a tournament, my game's improved that much more.
That's what it's all about. You know, I think when people approach it from a standpoint of learning and growing and listening, we can all grow. We can all learn from, you know, even us as adults learning from young people, you know, how they act, how they respond. There's a lot that we learn. And it's not an entitlement. It's not an ego thing. It's just being open and, you know, to the point where I think we need to do in Canada a better job of hosting more clinics, more coaching clinics. I think I've been to some really good ones in the States, a couple in Canada that were just, you learn so much as far as stuff that you take throughout the rest of your career and what you're doing in basketball.
Yes, absolutely. And a great way to get more coaches involved and younger people into coaching.
Yeah. Three bodies on the floor. That's been a reoccurring theme here as the crowd gets into it. I'm gonna expect the volume to turn up as each minute progresses here. No reverse, no good. Here comes Blue. On the drive, all the way to the hole. Doesn't get it to fall, but is fouled. That will be Dara heading to the line.
Berkeley, number 1 for the Legends, took a a hard fall, and it was down with a hard foul earlier in the game. So it's good to see her playing through that toughness and shaking off her coach when he asked if she wanted to sub.
She's a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Here come the legends. Excuse me. The grads in white. Nice move.
Mm-hmm.
No finish there, but I like how assertive she was on the finish.
Yeah.
3 ball, pull up. Off the mark is Legends. Tied up at 54. 7:30 to go.
Legends starting to look a little fatigued on the floor.
And that's to your point about the bench. You're playing 7 versus looks like 15 on the other side. It's definitely gonna kick in. The legs are kind of getting worn out a little bit.
Yes. Physical game at the end of a long physical weekend.
I think the Legends got to make their move now, try to create a little separation so it doesn't go down to the wire.
Yes.
The longer this game goes, it's in favor of the grads. Presley checks in. Number 2 in blue. Inbound is stolen by Legends. In transition we are.
Great hustle by the Legends on that loose ball.
Presley couldn't get it to go. Rebound white. And they're off to the races. We got a 3-on-2 situation. Aggressive take, no finish there. Lots of ball movement in transition right now. Thought about a shot and went from a good shot to a better shot.
Nice ball movement on that inside-out action, forcing the grads to play a little more D.
Yep. We thought about a 3 that was open, took the drive, and we got the cleanup crew. 56-54, the grads have taken the lead. That was Tobor O'Corn on that last finished possession and the rebound. Number 6 in white. We'll get a timeout from the Legends. They'll take a much needed break, and so will we.
Unrivaled exposure, and every program will have an impact in the growth of the league. We may also be able to provide opportunities for individual players looking to join one of the MPA teams. The team application deadline is April 30th. Email info@northpolehoops.com to start the process for your chance to join a nation inspired. The National Preparatory Association is expanding for Season 3. Canada's only national prep school basketball league is accepting applications from high-level programs from coast to coast. The NPA provides top competition, unrivaled exposure, and every program will have an impact in the growth of the league. We may also be able to provide opportunities for individual players looking to join one of the MPA teams. The team application deadline is April 30th. Email info@northpolehoops.com to start the process for your chance to join a nation inspired.
NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure, with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are...
We are approaching crunch time. 2-point ball game. Grads up on the Legends here in Edmonton, Alberta. Volvo of Edmonton Showcase presented by Swoosh Canada. Back-to-back buckets for Tabori O'Corn, number 6 in white, doing work. She's been quiet all game, but stepping up in a big moment right now. The grads could really take the bull by the horns right now and create some separation. They're up 4. We talked about controlling the glass. That's something they've done a better job of the last couple possessions. Been able to get some offensive boards going.
Yes.
The pass. Again.
White again. She's had an immediate impact the second she stopped on the court.
I'm surprised we didn't see a lot of her early on.
Me too.
She's been high energy.
And that last bucket, she showed she was able to finish over a much bigger opponent with ease.
Got some athleticism to her for sure. Rebound. Gobbling up rebounds on both ends of the floor. Trying to go all the way to the bucket. Euro step. Oh. Still created an opportunity. Drew sort of the attention from 2 defenders. And the cleanup crew comes into action. They're now in a 6-point lead.
I think Legends starting to show a bit of their fatigue here, missing those last 2 wide open layups.
Yeah, defensively as well, they're slowing down. I would love to see the Legends establish some post presence with number 10, Katana, excuse me. And just get her another touch. She was really productive early on.
Yeah.
You got to keep her engaged.
They seem to have gotten away from that. I'm not sure.
Finish there from Berkeley. Cuts it to 4. Under 4 to play.
Forced her check into a little bit of a travel, so Legends get an extra possession.
Oh, there we have it. Right on cue. Kitana with banker. Another one. That's 8 points for Kitana. That last possession, she banked another from the angle. She knows what she's doing. A young Tim Duncan. She's really efficient. I really like her game.
She is. And a lot of young athletes these days shy away from practicing those bank shots, preferring swoosh or nothing at all. And when you see someone that's taking the time to learn those angles and work the glass, only going to help her shooting percentage.
Somebody like that. Oh, nice. Look at that.
Wow.
Ripping it on the defensive board like you should. Elbows out. What to your point you're saying about the bank shot, what that tells me is she's got a high work ethic. I mean, she's putting in reps time and time again to make sure that she understands the angles and the touch that she needs.
Exactly.
I haven't seen her miss a shot yet.
No.
She's been very efficient. She's been productive. I think she has 8 points.
And she runs the floor well for a tall athlete.
Yep. Splits the free throws. Berkeley has been definitely a focal point offensively for the Legends.
I admire the toughness she plays with. She's been on the receiving end of 3 hard fouls and hasn't phased her very much at all.
She's still going. Three minutes to go. Gotta finish strong here. Good off the ball movement there. Swinging it around the horn. Inside, that's what I wanted to see.
Yes.
Kick out, nice. That's a perfect possession right there.
Great ball movement.
Very unselfish. She didn't try to force it, kicked it right out. Ooh. Number 32 for White. She's been pretty on point as well, getting to the rim, creating a lot of havoc on the interior. She's been productive down there.
She had a couple of block shots early that were beautiful and made a big impact.
Finishes the three-point play. It's interesting, battle of the bigs here down the stretch. Kitana in blue. And on the other end there, we had the finish for the three-point play. 4-point lead right now for the Grads, 63-59 with 2:30 left. Another one, nice. They're definitely listening to the broadcast right now. That was fantastic. Great pass, courtesy the pass. Went over the defender. And a nice soft touch on the finish. There's Tabori O'Corn once again. I might be off one field goal, but if I'm not mistaken, Kitana's got 12 points on either 6 of 6 or 6 of 7, but she hasn't missed many shots.
No. I don't recall her missing one.
If they do end up winning, she's my MVP for the Legends.
I agree.
Although you have Berkeley, that's also been very effective, but I don't know. She's the hidden gem for me.
She is. A quieter player on the floor, but just lets her game speak.
Game speaks. Language. 3-ball, wide open. No good. Good rebound, number 32 once again. Once again, a lot of action on the board over there with the foul board. 7 each team.
Next
the girls
foul,
are feisty.
They are. And such a tight one. Next foul for each of them will put the opponent on the free throw line, and that could be the difference.
Another foul there. That's the one that you talked about. They are now in bonus situation moving forward.
Not only do the Legends get to score some hoops with the clock stop, they also get a much needed rest.
Good point. Don't think they want overtime.
No.
That's clutch buckets right there. It's both free throws, no problem.
And a 1-point game again.
Back to the line we go. 124. And if you're the Grads, you want to be, a little bit more conservative in your defense. You don't want them getting to the line, getting the easy buckets.
No.
Fortunate miss there for the Grads.
The Legends guards taking that free throw opportunity to huddle at half court and talk about their strategy.
Take everything you can get. Good catch right there on the baseball pass. Bounce pass. I mean, I know the girls have been physical, but the referee's got to let them play a little bit as well.
I agree.
A lot of foul calls.
Tough for them to get into any kind of flow when
Rhythm,
it's
yeah.
stopping all the time.
Both teams once again in bonus. Took a page out of Kitana's book there with the banker. Oh. We got a 1-point ball game. Grads are up 1. A minute and 18 left in the game. Winner takes all. 3 ball. No, she has that. Got a little ambitious there. Not a great shot. I don't think coach is happy about that one.
No.
Maybe outside of her comfort zone. Crossover right to left. Nice feed again. I like the action right there between Kitana and number 7, Dara. She's been recognizing her big and feeding her. And Kitana has been rewarding. 7 for 7.
Yeah. It's nice to see the guards look for those bigs because it's
that's been the, I think that's been the, sorry to interrupt you, I thought that was the X factor. Like she's, sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree. A lot of times you see the bigs working really hard inside and it's physically dominating and tough on their bodies and can get a little bit frustrating for them when the guards don't look to them.
Oh yeah. The second half, I mean, it's been all Kitana. They found her 3 or 4 times down low, and she's been excellent. Euro game. Rebound.
That was a massive defensive rebound the Legends needed.
And that was like sort of out of position rebound. She went to go get it. It didn't just fall into her lap.
She's quiet as far as not being a really vocal player on the court, but she really runs a high IQ. She recognizes things and anticipates well.
Yes, she has good instincts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, defensive instincts to be able to just, part of it's effort and part of it's instincts, but you saw she really got out of position to go pursue that rebound that last couple of possessions.
It's a special athlete if you can, you know, put those 2 pieces together.
Yep.
Less than 30 seconds.
A 1-point game right now, and the Legends are up. 15 seconds to go. They're going to have to foul. There it is. Would love to see a little bit of drama here at the end.
Yes.
And a buzzer beater to finish strong here in Edmonton.
That would be a fitting way to end this game.
Yes.
1 for 2 at the line for number 7.
2-point game. Shoot a 3 for the win. No. Oh. Wow, that looked good. That was a nice shot. But couldn't get it.
Thought that was in.
That looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What a great game.
It's definitely fitting for a championship game to end off the Volvo. Really appreciate Ron Hopkins for believing in North Pole Hoops and bringing us out here to enjoy the festivities. It's been very productive, been able to evaluate a lot of new players, some of them who I feel are national team caliber guys and definitely need to be on that radar, and some that will be getting into the system for the first time, and then we'll be able to track them again as we'll be back here in the Western Canada in August. I'll be communicating this information over to our Director of Basketball Recruiting, Elias, and to make sure those kids are in attendance, because you know, once you get, one thing I noticed is because the talent pool is spread out through different clubs or through different teams, you rarely get the chance to see everyone together. And that's what I love about these camps the most, is we get the best of the best from each club or each high school, And it really gets to show you who's who and what's what from an evaluation standpoint. That's what we want to see.
Definitely. I think on the girls' side, Michaela will have a lot of, there's definitely a lot of girls that I've seen that are talented to start getting in the system, get familiar with that process, being able to have looks at the next level. So I think it'll be exciting for you guys when you come out here to do the camps.
Oh, we can't wait. Last year we started, we started the evaluation process on the girls' side. We hosted one in Saskatchewan. We haven't done anything else outside of Saskatchewan, but there is definitely some talent out there. And they ultimately got one of them, Eden Tabin. She ultimately got invited to the All-Canadian game there in March. It was a couple months ago. It was a great opportunity there for her. Last opportunity. Oh, and that's it. That is it. That is all. The legends remain legends. Take down the Edmonton Grads 69-66. Great game. I'm getting the head nod from one of the mothers there. I agree. Great game. And we want to thank everyone for tuning in and joining us. On behalf of Coach Mandy Botham, this is Tarek Spate and North Pole Hoops signing out. Game speaks.